On that note, ladies and gentlemen, we now move to the next act in the creation, the production that we are talking about. You may be now curious to know more about CCD and to walk you through the salient features and how it addresses several audiences, especially the consumer segments. Let me invite Dr. Subrahmany K.R., Director, Corporate Engagement and Partnerships. Over to you, Subbu.
Thanks, PMC. Thanks a ton. Okay, so we will first go through the logo for a minute. And this site can be reached from our ICF Chennai site. Okay, there is a tab in the extreme corner which says CCD. The link take you. I'd like to spend just a minute on the logo. I mean, it's very interesting. And thanks to Vijay for this. Okay, you'll find something like a laptop or a device. Okay, on that you'll have two individuals there with some conversation happening on the top and a button pressing something. Okay, what is it all about? The logo talks about, two individuals could be taken as a coach, two coaches, where the client organization has the opportunity to go and click on a coach, pick up a coach. Can be considered as a conversation happening between a coach and a client. And the entire product is an interface between the corporates and the coaches, exclusively made and first of its kind by ICF Chennai Charter Chapter, where we provide a platform to grow our coaches and the community at large, thereby grow coaching and our chapter, which is in tune with our vision. And let's go through the presentation now. Let's walk through the entire app.
So meanwhile, I would like our participants to notice that CCD is a database of coaches with their qualifications, experience, and profile and everything. It's a credible information from a credible source. Therefore, it's all the way useful. We just, in the question and answer, we talked about regulation. This is our contribution moving towards that.
Absolutely, PMC. Now, we are basically trying to show the screen from an end user perspective, which is our corporates, the clients. So,
may I log in, Subbu?
Yeah, please, Vijay. So this is what you see is the dashboard of the client. Now we have, for demonstration purpose, we have taken partnership ICF Chennai as a client for us, client organization for us. The proposal start date, it shows us 28/10. Proposal status yet to review. It says there is a validity for the proposal. I'll take you through what it all means. The corporates can request ICF Chennai Charter Chapter for n number of coaches to coach their employees of the organization. Then based on their requirement, I mean, we at ICF Chennai Charter Chapter, we say, okay, now if they want 4 coaches, we have an algorithm saying that 2x can be viewed by them. That's why you see in the dashboard here, number of coaches available for corporate client viewing is 9. And number of coaches available for corporate client selection is 4. And this entire proposal is valid for partnership ICF Chennai chapter till 18th. Now, let's look at the proposal, how it looks like. Yeah.
Subbu, I have moved to the next screen. Are you able to see it?
Yes. Yes, we can see the next screen.
Yeah, is Subbu audible? I'm not sure.
Subbu is muted himself.
Okay, Subbu, could you unmute yourself, please? Okay, folks, let me just. Okay, Subbu, you were on mute.
Sorry. No.
Carry on, Subbu.
No, there is some problem. One second. Yeah, I'm fine, Ji. Is it okay?
Yes, please go ahead. Yeah, I've moved into the proposal screen.
All right. Yeah. So you can see something, two tabs on the top. One is called the list view and the flipbook view. The list view gives the profile of the coaches in a card format, where you have the name, the designation of the coach, what is the credentialing, what are the types of coaching specialties they do, total work experience, total corporate experience. Now, the beauty of this entire application is that you can add a coach, you can compare two coaches, you can look at them in a flip book type. Okay, you can do all that. Now, these are what you're seeing is the list view now. You can actually go and select. Can you show the flip book view now, Vijay?
Yes, I'm going to do
Yeah.
that.
So this is how the flip book looks like. On the top, you have coaching specialties, the total work experience, coaching experience, other credentials, coaching industry experience, a small introduction about the coach. Down, we have experience in coaching. What is the level of experience the person has got in terms of coaching? What are the languages in which the coach can coach? Where is he located? Okay, and the coaching logistics, which means does he only do face-to-face? Can he also do virtual? Can he also do in some other location? There is also a tab to take you to the LinkedIn profile of the individual. So probably if you want to go and see his profile on the LinkedIn, you can. And there is something very interesting at the bottom, which says Coach Speak. What does the coach actually talks about, his heart about coaching? We have one of our brilliant stars here, diamonds, Uday being there, Rashmi. So you can actually go up and down through the flip book to see, who are these coaches. Now, once done, it's so very user-friendly, absolutely user-friendly. Home.
Yeah, go ahead, Subbu. Sorry.
Yeah. So once it is done, so probably, now the client can actually select a couple of coaches or compare. Okay. Now you can, at the maximum, because of space, compare 4 coaches. Okay.
I'm clicking on compare, Subbu.
Yeah, please. Now you find Uday Kumar Gopal Krishnan, PM Chandrasekhar, Baburaj Nair, and Ashok Iyer. 4 coaches. Now, from a client's perspective, what does he get? He is able to put 4 coaches on the table and then compare their credential. What is their background? What have they done? What are the coaching credentials? What is the coaching industry experience? What is the work experience? All in one platter. Okay, beautiful. I mean, there is no other platform like this available. And all this, believe me, all our credential coaches get this. And once done, then the coaches are selected. Now, out of the 9 coaches, I think Vijay has now selected 2 coaches. And once he submits the button, it says, thank you for submitting your coach selection request. We will review the same and upon approval, connect with you and the concerned coach, which is an e-connection for further discussion. In case you have any queries, email us at icfccd@icfchennaicharterchapter.com. So now you find there's a small change which should have happened. It says submitted. So it's very user-friendly interface. Now, this facility is currently provided to all the credential members of ICF Chennai Charter Chapter in good standing. And for those of you who want to know more about this particular application, we'll have a separate 1 hour session or 2 hour session on a separate day, a webinar, where we can take you through the entire intricacies of the CCD platform. I'm confident all of you like this innovation, and I would appreciate if you could share your feeling in 1 word in the chat box. Now, because of paucity of time, and we are already behind the schedule, we are not taking any questions as of now. However, if you have any questions, you can just mention that in the chat box. Hope you had a great experience, and thanks everyone again. Thank you.
Just one thing I want to add, Subbu, to your superb and very well-packed presentation. Folks, like all with good things, CCD will be available for commercial launch in the end of 2022 or January 2023, because we will be taking feedback. We will be ensuring that we do some test runs, etc., and take the product to market with a bang. Thank you so much. And back to you, PMC.
Back to you, Prince.
Thank you very much, Subbu and Vijay, for that slick presentation. I can see a lot of interest coming up in the chat box. I would request them to be in touch with us in any one of the mail IDs, and we will get back to them once it is ready for commercial. Well, after this launch and after the story, global perspective, and our new initiatives, it's now time to move to the next act, grassroots level, Voices of Namma Chennai. This act is a growth story as recalled by members of our community, the community that ICF Chennai Charter Chapter has assiduously built over the past few years. This is growth at grassroots level. To tell you more about this and to let us hear the voices of Namma Chennai, I invite Raj Dharmaraj and Baburaj. Over to Raj.
Thanks, PMC. As you said, we'd love to hear some more of the views of a few of our members who agreed to share their own growth stories from ICF Chennai. So to kick us off, I'd like to invite someone who's a high energy and brilliant communicator. Shubha, if you're on, we'd love to hear from you.
Thank you. Thank you, Raj, PMC, Vijay, Baburaj. What a fantastic evening. Yeah, I'm so grateful to be here, first of all. Yeah. My journey with ICF Namma Chennai chapter, it's been rich is the word which is coming up immediately, right? Vijay, as you mentioned, the heart and head integration, yeah, which is something that I experienced at a deeper level, as a part of this, right? If I talk about the heart part of it, right, as an observer, there is one word, and I know I'm a keyword person. Yeah, I love keywords. So one word that comes to my mind is systematic. Whatever I have witnessed, right from conclave, I could do a little part as a part of conclave, very, very little. From that time, be it pro bono sessions that we have done with IIT Chennai and other organizations, or Coffee Connect, you take anything that the team comes in and do, there is a system. Yeah, there is a systematic approach. So when I say system, it's not hardly wired, right? It's connected with all the emotions. So you could see that there is a rhythm. Yeah, there is a harmony. I always feel as if, I am a part of some musical concert where I'm, listening to something, cherishing that, right? Which is, now we all have seen it when Subbu presented, which is a very crisp presentation about the new initiative, right? So systematic is a keyword that popped up when I put my heart into it. If I come from my headspace, as a learner, right, there is an associated word which is coming up is systemic. You see, when we say systemic, there is a wholesome in a part and there is a part in the wholesome, right? So again, Vijay, you mentioned about the global versus regional or local, right? Wherever I'm, being a part of any global event, I could see that, there's a part of ICF Chennai there. Yeah, when I am a part of ICF Chennai, I could see that there is something, globally, beautifully integrated, right? So head and heart, integration. And, I got my credential. I mean, I got my credential when I was a part of ICF Chennai chapter, right? So entrepreneurship is a lonely journey, is something that I always feel. But when I got an opportunity to celebrate my credentialing journey with each one of you here, my joy kind of, multifolded. There is, I cannot really put it under any tangible, sense here, right? So it's a beautiful, beautiful journey for me. What I see again is, different system being integrated so beautifully. Right from all the dozen directors that we saw, everything is beautifully connected, integrated very well. That's the reason I felt like, okay, it is systemic, right? So thank you so much for giving this opportunity to share my experience. Of course, I'm there with you all, like, bold, beautiful, brave, and booming is something I think we are all going to continue, that journey. And yes, let's all dream more, dare more, do more.
Thank you,
I'm
Shubha.
all with you all the time. Thank you
Love
so
that
much.
analogy of rhythm and harmony. Next
Yes.
up, would love to call on someone who's been a silent pillar of ICF Chennai, especially in marketing activities. Anuradha, if you're there.
Unmute.
Sorry. Yeah, I've been on mute all the while. So, so thank you for having me. I'm very happy to be here. Thank you for this opportunity. My association, yeah, Raj, you are very correct to say that, I have been largely a silent participant, not just an observer in all that's happening at ICF Chennai, Namma Chennai chapter. And for me, personal growth is all about, continuous learning, and not just the learning, but moving that learning to doing. And those are the opportunities that I got at, ICF Chennai. And every small conversation, every event, meetings, are so meticulously planned. I mean, as Shubha mentioned, and so well executed. It's a joy to participate. And one specific, reiteration, or a very strong reiteration I want to call out that I have experienced in the last 2 years, is finding really meaning and joy in volunteerism. Of course, the entire chapter and all that we do together is all on basis of volunteerism. But to me personally, some of the participation, some of the activities where I have been sort of taken in so, easily to volunteer and to, give whatever I am capable of, be it the conclave, or be it, as again Shubha mentioned, the year on year, the youth growth activities that happen. So all these have meant tremendous self-discovery, learning, and often course connection. And so, so very happy to be part of, feel very proud to be part of this dynamic group of people, in our Namma Chennai chapter. And yes, let us continue to dream, dare, and do, and move on and continue, rigorously on that loop. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, Anuradha. Lovely self-discovery learning. Next on, someone who's always among the first to raise a hand to support the chapter. Ashok Iyer, if you're here, I would love to hear. Ashok, you're on mute.
Welcome. Sorry. Thank you very much, Raj. This session has been highly exciting, high energy, and it's fairly nostalgic for me to go back to the not so long ago COVID, when we didn't have COVID. My association with the Chennai chapter is a little over 3 years. And I have burned a lot of neuron pathways in this short span. You won't believe it, my first experience of a real coaching with a real client began with the CFY initiative of the chapter. The gentleman whom I connected with is still in touch with me. I also recall those days when when I had to move to Chennai. I live 50 kilometers away, and people have commended me for my passion and commitment. And adding one more line to what is growth, not only emotion, I think growth is effort as well. I found coaching hours leading to my PCC credential to be a little difficult because I was not into a corporate 9-to-5 space. But then the support that I got from the members of ICF Chennai chapter was so enthusiastic. It provided positive criticism. And here I am, fully grown as a PCC. Chapter members and I have picked each other's brains to understand the nuances between the ICF old core competencies and new core competencies. A wonderful exchange of ideas, and learning was such fun. I am sure that the learning would continue. The Chennai chapter is a veritable source of energy and goodwill from amongst the members. I reached out to them, and I have collaborated with some to further our own business. We have partnered together and have delivered material to clients. This can happen only if we respect each other and we interact in an open environment. And that is all the culture within ICF Chennai is all about. My appeal to the younger and newer members who have joined us more recently is that attend the chapter's events regularly, participate actively, and do reach out to the members. You will never find a better source of support and connect. Thank you very much for this opportunity.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ashok. I think you embodied every one of our values. Thank you so much. And so from Ashok, moving on to one of our newest members in ICF Chennai, someone who's always keen to volunteer, Srinivas Mangadu, if you're there.
Hey, Raj, and is it audible?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. So it's a great session today, and as always, all our ICF Chennai sessions are always full of vibrance and full energy, and again, like today's session is no different. Thanks a lot for all the great opportunity. I joined recently. It's 4 to 5 months old, and my PCC journey, like it's almost like 2.5 years. One thing I need to talk about, like ICF Chennai is like ICF Chennai is one is it's always vibrant, and we always see some kind of activity, be it like learning Sundays or like any kind of good learning sessions, like the way what we had with Joe on artificial intelligence, and also like we always have constant WhatsApp chats. So this is a good launch pad. Well, like I came across, I'm predominantly from IT, and and my core area is more on leading and driving digital transformation engagements, more on the agile side. But if you really look at the coaching, is pretty much handy for me. And look at ICF, if you have to say it's a launching pad, ICF Chennai is keeping me always alive. There's a continuous learning which is getting enabled. Thanks a lot. Thanks for all being, and good luck to everyone.
Thank you. Thank you, Srinivas.
Thanks, Srinivas. We now want to hear from one of the most seasoned business leaders in our chapter, a long-standing track record of volunteer leadership herself at NHRD and other organizations. Gangapriya, if you're on, love to hear you share your story.
Thank you, Raj, and congratulations for a wonderful session today. I attend very few sessions, but I can tell with great, it's joy as well as gratitude that when I attend a session organized by ICF Chennai, it's never time wasted. Yeah, it's so full of, learning, just the atmosphere, the fun, the camaraderie, the community. I think all of that comes alive in a session. And of course, not to speak about the inspiration that comes from having met, interacted, and learned from so many people that ICF Chennai chapter has brought to members like me. I just wanted to talk a little bit about institutions and managing institutions purely on voluntary basis, having had the experience of being part of the National HRT Network. What your team has achieved or accomplished in the last 2 years under very trying circumstances. We couldn't have had worse situation than the pandemic. I think it is, I don't know if there's a word, it's much, much more than creditable. You've kept the energy of the institution going. You have all pooled in your time, effort, resources to make sure that you have reached out to pretty much all stakeholders in the coaching environment. Whether it is to sort of create awareness with public who are not aware of what coaching is all about, or whether it is to a practitioner of coaching who understands coaching in a much, much more sophisticated and professional way. I think there has been something for everybody. And I think to keep up that kind of activity level, and it's not just any activity, they're all high quality, well thought of, and delivered with great professionalism and fun. I think that's really what stands apart as far as the ICF Chennai chapter events are concerned. So I think what the institution has been able to accomplish, and you'll have to keep this alive. That is going to be the challenge. But anyway, I think it's in a sense a gold standard. You have been recognized by ICF also for all that you do, and I'm sure the members are also benefiting hugely from each of these activities. Members as well as other participants are hugely benefited by the activities. Personally, I think I love the energy. I wish the chapter all the very best. Love to see how those creative juices are flowing through various initiatives. There doesn't seem to be any end to the new initiatives and the new ideas that are flowing through. And I'm hoping that this will continue. I'd love to stay connected with this group and wish ICF Chennai, all its members, the office bearers, all the very best in the years ahead. And thank you so much for providing this platform to listen, to interact, and to be inspired. I think that's the biggest takeaway from me from this chapter.
Thanks so much, Kangapriya, for those generous words. High bar set. Thank you. Absolutely. We'd like to now invite our very own NRI, our non-resident ICF chapter member, for whom distance is no bar. Jayanta, I hope you're still on. I know it's late and you're in another time zone, but if you're on, we'd love to hear from you.
I'm unable to locate Jayanta Raj. So...
Okay, so perhaps we'll just move on a bit. So maybe next, an agile coach with super high enthusiasm and always willing and participate in sharing views and suggestions. Vinita, another NRI, I think currently in Singapore, but if you are on.
Hey, hi Raj, thank you for inviting me. And I'm not an NRI, I just that happened to be in Singapore. I'm very much a resident Indian. So, it's been amazing because I've been waiting for my turn and thinking that I'm going to fall off my chair, sleep off at any point in time. Okay, but that being called real, I think what this community does is keep me awake all the time. I'm here and I'm probably the last person to log out from any program which I start to participate, right? And I see off everyone and I say bye-bye and then I go. That's kind of the growth journey I've had with ICF Chennai. To be said, I would add one more C to it, which is camaraderie. I think that's what has kept me going with this wonderful team of coaches. To talk about a little journey of mine along with, it's a very interesting story. When ICF Chennai was starting, I somewhere heard about it through LinkedIn. I'm not sure where the source was, but I started my coaching journey at around the same time, and I was getting introduced to coaching, what is coaching and all that stuff, and learning and relearning. And that's the time I got introduced, and there was an opportunity for us to work with, I think the coaching coaching foundation program, which was about to start at that time. I gave my name very enthusiastically, and I remember Vijay came into a meeting there, sent us a Zoom link. I was very enthusiastic. There were quite a few of them, not a lot of them, but probably 10 of us or 11 of us. I'm not sure, Vijay, if you remember. But and RKT was there, I remember very clearly, and he was the one who was telling us what to do. There was no website, nothing, and Ajit was saying, "There's no website. We are not in. We don't have a process yet, but just give us the names, you know." And then I very enthusiastically gave my name, and I never got a response. I was so upset. I reached out to RKT and I asked, "What happened? Why is it I'm not getting to coach anyone through you?" And then RKT tells me, "You need to have at least 60 hours." And then I realized, okay, so I'm just probably 3 classes down in coaching, and I wouldn't even know what coaching is. I'm not there, the candidate, right? And then I thought, okay, ICF Chennai is gone. I will continue my coaching journey. And at the end, when I got my PCC, and I think I reached back to Vijay again because he started saying, and I said, I'm very interested to join now. What is going on in ICF Chennai? Because this is something which made me motivate to get to my hours and get my PCC done. I need to somehow be part of this whole group, which is actually doing a lot of work out at the grassroots, right? So, and I touched the nerve when I really met all of you in person in Chennai. So it's been a lovely journey together, and I'm so grateful. And I'm so glad that I am part of it. So every time I go into my ICF membership, the chapter you want to associate with, I don't look at anything. It just comes naturally to me, ICF Chennai, right? And that's the kind of, I'm not even in Chennai for that matter. I can attach myself to any place where I want to, but it's the calling, and I think it's the camaraderie. So hats off to all of you, and thank you for such a great opportunity to be here.
That's a lovely story and growth story with ICF Chennai. Thanks, Vinita. A couple of last voices. Rahul, if you're there, someone who's super committed chapter member and always sets the bar high for participation.
Thank you, Raj. Thank you for the opportunity. Well, each and every human being in this chapter has inspired and influenced me in some way or the other. And to align with the chapter vision grow, my version is G is for genuine, R is for reachable, O is for open to connect always, and W is wowsome human beings. Like, yeah, any point of time I need some support, or any point of time I need some clarification, everyone is just out there to to reach out to. And it's very exciting as I joined as an associate and then became a member of this chapter. Every event, every webinar or Zoom event, so something, a takeaway. I always have a notebook with me and just write some points, which is like extremely like powerful points as a takeaway for me. And what I also got is a lot of wisdom. I can see my black beard turning into white now, thanks to ICF Chennai, sharing a lot of lovely ideas and fun to think through it. And yes, as Vijay said, growth is painful. I did try hair transplant once, and no, that is painful. Oh, like this is my new avatar. Like really humbled to be a part of ICF Chennai Charter Chapter, Namma Chennai Chapter, and looking forward to grow as the chapter grows. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Rahul. And to wrap it up, one last voice, a live wire coach who's been high visibility ever since our live meetup this year, Kabir.
Yeah. Thank you. Hi, everyone. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity and include me. And this sense of this inclusion itself is what I experienced with the ICF Chennai chapter. I'm very new and young, not only to an Chennai chapter, but also to coaching, certified coaching as such. To say metaphorically, to say from my heart, it's like that a baby to grow, it needs an environment of trust and sense of security to exhibit, explore, and experiment its capacity and potential. And this is exactly what I felt when I joined the program on September 3rd. My first experience in person with all of you, of those who were present there. And very honestly, I came there like a baby to watch, observe, and what will be happening like that. A lot of fear inside. And when I came there, it was like the same way, a sense of the security and trust. Hey, go ahead, fearless and effortless. I was feeling effortless. And when I talked to some of my senior friends in this community, like Nasser from Coimbatore, the people whom I met and I talked to them, he was talking about their profile. Then I thought, my God, I was talking people like this with high profile. And as fortunately, my beard is with grand. That was good for me to connect with all of you. And that was the hard part of me, to have a sense of security and safety and trust. This is what I wrote in my chat also. I was feeling like family, joining my family like that, a professional family like. And the other part was in my learning, it was like a role model, a senior role models who have got enough accomplishment. So a baby to look at and see and to be inspired and to give the courage of the achievements, and the chapter itself, the whole achievements which has showcased here, that gives me a real sense of to include, to grow. And I have made a point that as much as possible, I'll attend any of the events, whether it is online or offline. I've been traveling the last 1 week. Now I'm in Salem for the training. I finished my training and I joined here, and Baburaj called me whether you speak to a few days back. I committed such a way that it gives me a lot of courage and confidence to grow in coaching as such and in this community. Thanks a lot for the inclusion and sense of love of the family.
Kavi, thanks for that beautiful wrap up. A professional family that we call our own is a perfect segue. So thank you so much. PMC, back to you.
Thank you, everyone, for your words from the heart. And I don't want to linger any longer on that. Now for the final act before we close is the fun activity. We'll have it very, very brief. It's all about trivia, nostalgia, memory, and minor facts about this chapter. And Priya will take us through that. Over to you, Priya.
Thank you so much, PMC. I'm really happy to be collecting a lot of abbreviations today, which feels like, labels and happy stickers, the AAA, the Triple H, adding on to the CCCC and, the 3Ds. And this event is very, very special personally as well, because probably it's going to be the last one that we would be conducting as current board members. So moving on, we are calling this quiz or the trivia Namma Chennai 10 questions. We're limiting it to 10, given that we are already contracting probably for 10 more minutes of your time. And whoever has been here from the beginning, a lot has been covered as as the answers to the questions in Vijay's presentation and what PMC took us through. So even if you're not been a part of the chapter's journey throughout the 2 years, I think you would be able to easily answer. So a couple of instructions before we start. I want all of you to ensure that you have named your profile with your full name and not with any nicknames or any, your mobile instrument names, so that we can easily identify. It's a fast at finger round. So we will be asking 10 questions and probably give 10 to 15 seconds for you to answer in the chat box. No unmuting or answering allowed. Allowed is allowed. And Kishore and Baburaj from the board team, they'll keep an eye on the chat box and will let us know whoever is the first and the second person that have entered the right answer. And they will also keep a track of who scored the maximum points over in the overall game. And the top 2 people stand to get a surprise gift from the chapter. So with that, are we all ready? Okay, there we come to an end.
Priya, if
Number
there is a
Chennai
tie
10.
for the second place, can we have a tiebreaker? If there is.
Do we have a? Do we have?
Let me tell you. Just hold,
Yeah.
hold on. I'll tell you the score final.
Quizmaster's decision final?
Yeah, I'm just totaling the score.
Lock kiya jaye.
Maybe we'll play the remaining questions on Learning Sundays.
Yeah, good idea.
Yeah.
Kishore's job is the toughest one.
All we can say is there are exciting prizes.
Yeah.
Basically, we have tie among 3 people.
Wow.
Wow.
Murali, Uday, and Subha.
Arre wah, kya
With
baat.
two answers each.
For the first place?
For the first place.
Yes.
Okay. Then I think we should we should give 3 prizes.
Yes.
Very
Yay.
generous. Suji. We just got AAA and triple heads, so 3 prizes.
Yeah. So we have migrated till alphabet P now.
Yeah.
Triple prizes.
Yes. So thank you everyone for your participation.
Thank you.
And now let's hear again from PMC. Over to you.
Thank you, Priya, and thank you for the enthusiastic participation in the fun quiz. It really was letting the hair down. That's fantastic. Now, friends, we have to come to a close. Today's event, our creation, was all about flashback. It will not be complete if I don't give you a preview of the future, especially in the days of sequels, which are dominating in the industry, like Godfather, Matrix, to Top Gun, to Bahubali, and our own Ponniyin Selvan, that is PS1, expecting a sequel on PS2 anytime, early next quarter. To give you share his thoughts, I invite Raj Dharmaraj, who is now President-elect and who will take over as the President from November 1, 2022, to share his thoughts with us on future of ICF Chennai Charter Chapter. Over to you, Raj.
Thank you, PMC, and I'm still feeling from that wonderful recap of the genesis of the Grow Vision and the journey over the last 2 years. In many ways, looking back to look forward, it's incredible to see how far we've come as a chapter, from less than a few dozen members to being picked as being among the top 11 globally. Been privileged to be part of this journey, at least for part of those 2 years. I think probably too early to paint what we are going to do in the future. As you said, Grow 2.0 is something that we have to jointly evolve. As we usher in a partial change of guard at ICF board, ICF Chennai board, the one thing that I'm kind of more and more convinced as I listen to the Grow story today is that I'm confident that the Grow vision that this board and the entire chapter has dreamed, and as Vijay very rightly said, has now become a reality, will effectively move from being, they say the vision is the dream, but they will become the 4 interlocking circles of our mission. That's going to be driving everything that we do. Chapter, community, coaches, coaching. I want to leave it at that and say ... to be seen. Hand it back to Vijay.
Thank you, Raj. We look forward to another inspiring term for ICF Chennai for you. And Growth 2.0 is really interesting. And during your tenure, we wish you all the best for Growth 2.2, 2.0, and beyond. Well, we have met the directors already, and before you leave, I will request Vijay to come online to take the pulse of the audience.
Yes, so we love doing that, and this time it's not going to be a Western, it's the local, right? So we want all of you, you've been so amazing. I won't even call it participants. We've all co-created this evening. Genuinely, if not for the presence of all of you, an event like this can just be a mere plan. So thank you so much. And we don't want to lose this. So just take one extra minute. We have our beautiful, Singara Chennai graffiti wall on which we'd like you to leave a message for Namma Chennai Charter Chapter. So Priya, would you be able to share the Menti code? The platform is Menti. And please go to www.menti.com and type in the code that Priya has said, 23657041. I'm also going to be sharing that so that you know how the wall is looking. And please leave your most honest and heartfelt message for Namma chapter. The code is 23657041. Okay.
Fair level. Excellent.
Your messages are very important, folks, for us to really close this moment and capture it in time. Thank you for all the lovely messages. In the interest of time, I will stop share for now, but you can always, go and input your message onto the wall. And thank you so much for all those of you who have already put in your input. Back to you, PMC.
Thank you, Vichi. And folks, all good things have to come to an end, and we are overwhelmed by the positive responses about the way that we have conducted. And of course, the content drives the format. That is my personal belief. So thank you very much for all the good words that you have said. And I once again thank, ladies and gentlemen, Magda Mook for being here with us and for her keynote address. And I thank all of you being such a wonderful audience, participating, engaging, and encouraging. Thank you very much. I thank Deva, the developer associated with making of the CCD on behalf of his organization. Many thanks are due to all my colleagues who worked tirelessly in backstage to make this event possible today. And I don't mean it as a figuratively, it's a true statement what I'm saying there. As we close, I am reminded of Alfred Lord Tennyson's lines, and I take liberty in making my own version of it. Boards may come and boards may go, but ICF Chennai grows on forever. So, ladies and gentlemen, till we meet again in yet another event under a new leadership, it's goodbye from me, Subham and Vanakkam.